Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru. Starting a new session on current affairs. This session is for the month of October 2021. I'm referring to. This session is in English medium, as you guys can make out. This session is going to be completely in English medium. If you are not comfortable, you can switch to the session in Hindi medium. That is also there in the playlist. English medium session is recorded primarily for our students from southern India. Like I'm referring to students from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and students from northeast India, those who are unable to understand Hindi well. We record a separate session for them so that language is not the barrier for them actually. When I start the session, and if you comprehend, if you understand everything, whatever I'm teaching, please press the like button for sure. Share the video with your friends and do subscribe to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel. Press the bell icon which is just beside the subscribe button. That's how you will receive the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload. I'll start from here on, but I just want to say something else apart from that. It is a lot, many questions are there today. They all are super significant. You won't find even one single question which is unimportant, which was added just like that. Each and every question is important. So be careful, watch the session till the end because you will be learning around 60-70 points today also by watching the session alone, this session alone. Okay, I'll start with the first question. Visit of foreign dignitaries. People from foreign nations like prime ministers or president, they visit our country. When they do so, the names of those people become important, but I've mentioned them as foreign dignitaries. The name of one vice president is also there. So be careful, learn that because she was also on India visit. She can also be asked in the exam. The first question is Prime Minister of Denmark. Her name is Mette Frederiksen. Mette Frederiksen. She was the one who was on India visit, and this lady, she is the vice president of Colombia. See, people consider such questions very less significant from the perspective of exam. But I'm telling you, even a vice president who was on India visit, that is even more important because the name is not publicized that much. That is why the question is asked very frequently in the exam. I'm saying Vice President of Colombia. Her name is Marta Lucia Ramirez. That's the name of Colombia's Vice President. She was also on India visit. I'm repeating the name. Colombia's Vice President, Marta Lucia Ramirez, and Mette Frederiksen of Denmark's Prime Minister. They were on India visit. Let's move ahead. The next question is Nobel Prize winners. Nobel Prize are given in many categories for peace, for economics, for literature. Now, but we'll be starting with physiology, which is also known as medicine. So we'll start with physiology, which is also known as medicine. David Julius and Adam Patapoutian. I'm repeating their names. When I use the names often, when I speak their names often, please understand that their names are asked in the exams and it is difficult to retain. That is why I have to use their names again and again. First name was David Julius, the other name is Adam Patapoutian. These are the two fellows who received Nobel Prize in the category of medicine or physiology. If I talk about their names, and you think that their names are important, please consider the lower option even more significant for the exams. Like they have worked for discoveries of receptors of temperature and touch. See, this is the discovery they have made, and for that they received this Nobel Prize. Their exemplary work was shown in this field. That is why David and Adam become important for us for the field of physiology. Now, let's come to the Nobel Prize winners again, and I'll be actually talking about them till the time I wrap up Nobel Prize. And in the category of peace, the name of the person is Maria Ressa from Philippines, and Dmitry Muratov. He is from Russia. I am repeating the name of Maria and Dmitry. Maria Ressa, she is from Philippines, and Dmitry Muratov is from Russia. They received award for Nobel Prize for peace in the category of peace. Okay, let me actually tell you what they did to get that. Their efforts to safeguard freedom of expression, which is very much required in every nation. So I am saying freedom of expression. They were safeguarding that effort. Their efforts for the same were actually awarded, they were rewarded for the same. Maria Ressa, Dimitri, learn their nationality also. Their nationality is also important. That can also be asked. That is why I mentioned the nationality along with the names. Nobel Prize winners again in the category of literature now. Literature, when I talk about any writer, when I talk about somebody who has actually received the Nobel Prize in the category of literature, they may have published a lot many books. So the names of their books can be asked. I've mentioned a few. See, I don't leave the preparation of current affairs on you. I try my level best to read a paragraph, extract as much information as I can provide you. I try to do so. But this time I'm suggesting you, if you wish to add a few more names in the preparation of this fellow's books, that is going to be an added advantage for you. So try to search them. Abdul Razak is the name. Abdul Razak Gurna, he is from Tanzania. Abdul Razak Gurna is from Tanzania. He received awards in the category of literature, referring to Nobel Prize only. The books he has written, the important ones are Paradise by the Sea, Afterlives, Pilgrim's Way and Desertion. These are the important books written by Abdul Razak Gurna. And where is he from? He is from Tanzania. Let's move ahead. Now, Nobel Prize 2021 in the category of physics, and it was received by Giorgio Parisi, Klaus Hasselmann and Socorro Manabe. I'm repeating their names. Giorgio Parisi, it will take time. Keep on revising their names, you will be able to learn them. Giorgio Parisi, Klaus Hasselmann and Socorro Manabe. These are the people who received Nobel Prize in the category of physics for climate change and complex systems. They worked in the category of climate change and complex systems. So that was their exemplary work for which they have received Nobel Prize in the category of physics. Now, we have come to chemistry. Okay, Nobel Prize in the category of chemistry went to actually Benjamin List and David W.C. Macmillan. Read the names of these people. I was saying that Nobel Prize in the category of chemistry was given to Benjamin List, David Macmillan. Benjamin List, David Macmillan. These are the easiest names today actually. Benjamin List and David Macmillan, chemistry, Nobel Prize for development of asymmetric organocatalysis. That's the discovery they have made. That's the contribution they have shown. Okay, Nobel Prize in the field of economics, which is also known as Sveriges Riksbank Prize. See if in the exam Nobel Prize for the category of in the category of economics is not mentioned, and if they mention it as Sveriges Riksbank Prize, then you will be amazed what is it. That is why I have mentioned the name alongside that. Economics Nobel Prize is also known as Sveriges Riksbank Prize, and it was given to David Card for different sort of economics, that is labor economics. Another type, analysis of causal relationships, cause and effect. Causal, the word is cause and effect, that word causal relationship, and it was given to Joshua D. Angrist and Guido W. Imbens. I'm repeating their names. I was saying it is the field is economics. David Card for what sort of economics? Labor economics. Joshua D. Angrist and Guido W. Imbens received award for analysis of causal relationship sort of discovery they have made, sort of things they have presented. And let's move ahead. Now we'll be talking about a few banking, information, banking news. And what is that? Read the point very carefully. It is first scheduled private sector bank. First scheduled private sector bank. See, government banks are already there. They are, collecting direct taxes from us, indirect taxes from us. So there's nothing new. But for the very first time, if such a thing is happening, I hope you can understand. This question is surely going to be there in your exam. First scheduled private sector bank. approved by government to collect direct and indirect taxes, first of its kind. Kotak Mahindra has got such a permission to collect direct and indirect taxes. So first schedule, private sector bank. IMPS, immediate payment service. IMPS, immediate payment service. See, when you do RTGS, NEFT, IMPS, you are expected to be familiar with the full forms of these. IMPS is immediate payment service. IMPS is immediate payment service. So I am saying the transaction limit. See, this question is going to be there in your exam for sure. Believe me. Whatever the limit was earlier, you need not learn that. You will get confused. The limit has been hiked to 5 lakh now. That is what you have to retain. IMPS limit hiked to 5 lakh per transaction. Let's move ahead. Now, I'll be talking about Shaheen. Shaheen is the name of a cyclone which hit Iran and Oman, and it was actually formed in Arabian Sea. See, when a cyclone comes in, as in when a cyclone hits some parts, you need to understand it is formed in some sea. So I'm saying Arabian Sea is the place where cyclone Shaheen was formed, and the areas which got hit. Cyclone Shaheen hit Iran and Oman. The name has some meaning. Shaheen means falcon, and the name was given by Qatar. Shaheen was named by Qatar. Please retain that. Okay. The next question is important days. That means I'm going to start with 11th October, International Day of Girl Child. International Day of Girl Child is observed on 11th October. The theme which was kept, Digital Generation, Our Generation. Digital Generation, Our Generation. That's the theme kept for this year's 11th October International Day of Girl Child. Now, World Animal Day, or it is also called Animal Welfare Day. World Animal Day is also known as Animal Welfare Day. So I was saying, if it is known like that, you have to learn it that way also. So I was saying Animal Day observed on 4th October. Let's move ahead. The next question is about Durand Cup. If you are not aware, I'll actually clarify that Durand Cup is associated with football. Durand Cup is associated with football. The winner was FC Goa. See, FC Goa Football Club Goa, they may be saying that. So FC Goa, students are going to ask what they are. They are actually teams. Mohammedan SC Sports Club, Mohammedan SC, that is also a team. FC Goa is also a team. One team has to win, some match, and one team has to remain the runner-up. At times the names of the winners are given and they ask you the names of the runner-ups. So I'm saying FC Goa won Durand Cup, that is won by a team. So FC Goa, Mohammedan SC, that remained the runner-up. Let's move ahead. Monetary policy review. When I talk about monetary policy, RBI's monetary policy review. Bi-monthly monetary policy review, the rates remained unchanged, but you have to revise them even if they are unchanged. Repo rate 4%, reverse repo 3.35%. Marginal standing facility or bank rate 4.25%. So when I say policy stance, it remained accommodative. Whenever you are going for an exam, please, even if the rates are unchanged, revise them. The next question is Tata Sons acquire Air India, and you must be thinking, and you may have read that from Air India, from the start, from Tata's, Air India reached to Tata's again. What I am trying to tell you here is that even if you are aware that it was sold for 18,000 crores, what was the breakup? That's what the question can be. So I have written it, I have mentioned it like that. Air India sold to Tata Sons at a valuation of 18,000 crores. The valuation is like debt was 15,300 crores. That was the debt. When I say cash 2700 crores, I'm breaking this 18,000 up actually. You can even make out that the debt was 15,300 crores and 2700 was the cash which Tata Sons has actually spent to acquire Air India. It was founded by JRD Tata in 1932. That is why I told you from Tata to Tata, 1932 JRD Tata founded Air India. Let's move ahead. Military exercises. I'll start with Mitra Shakti and then I'll be talking about Ajay Warrior. So Mitra Shakti is the name of the exercise. Military exercise. What sort of exercise? Military exercise between India and Sri Lanka, and it was held at Ampara, Sri Lanka. See, when two nations are there and they are actually conducting any exercise, so if two nations are there, the exercise generally takes place at one of the places. So I'm trying to say that it did not take place in India, so it took place in Sri Lanka. Exercise Mitra Shakti took place in Sri Lanka. The place is Ampara. And I was saying that Ajay Warrior is also a military exercise between India and UK this time. And it was performed, it was conducted at Chaubatia, Uttarakhand. Chaubatia, Uttarakhand is the name of the place where this exercise, got completed. Okay, let's move ahead with next question, that is setting up of PM Mitra Parks. Parks, we are not referring to parks of the sort you are thinking of. They are different sort of parks. We'll explain that park first. Mitra has some full form. And what is that full form? M is Mitra, mega. I in Mitra is integrated. T is textile, R is region, and A is apparel. So this sort of parks we are referring to. Textile region and apparel parks. Mega integrated textile region and apparel parks, that's what we are referring to, that's what we call Mitra is. Mitra's full form can be there in your exam, that is why I've written that. That means they are talking about some sort of production. Even by looking at the picture you must be thinking that what sort of parks I'm talking about. Textile apparel parks. So they are planning to make that, probably to generate employment. So setting up of PM Mitra Parks. 7 p.m. It is not 7 p.m. Not referring to night or something. 7 number of what? Prime Minister's Mitra Parks to be set up over 5 years. Duration is 5 years in which 7 Mitra Parks will be set up. That's what we are saying, with the expenditure of 4,445 crores. 4445 crore, that's the outlay set for this Mitra Parks. These Mitra Parks will be 7 in numbers and they are planning in 5 years time they'll be setting them up. The next question is latest GI tags. GI tags are many today and they are very important from the perspective of your exam, so be careful, learn them. GI means geographical indication. When one thing gets associated with one place, geography, that indicates the geography of a place, that is geographical indication. When I generally give you an example that Darjeeling tea is associated with Darjeeling, Banarasi sari is associated with Banaras. Similarly, these things have got GI tags, of that sort only. Okay, when I move ahead, I can read that white onions got the GI tag. They are from Alibag, Maharashtra. White onions got the GI tag. They are from Maharashtra, Alibag. Vada kolam rice, Palgarh. They are from Palgarh. Vada kolam rice, Palgarh, Maharashtra got the GI tag for the same. Mihi dana. Mihi dana is basically a kind of sweet. Mihi dana is a kind of sweet and it is from West Bengal. Now, although we have started exporting Mihidana to Bahrain also, so what I am trying to say that if we are even exporting it, it is an important thing. You even need to know that GI tag given to Mihidana has become even more important for us. So relate Mihidana with West Bengal from now. The next question is the latest GI tag for Chinnor rice. Chinnor rice, Balaghat, MP. Chinnor rice, you have to actually associate Chinnor rice with Balaghat MP now, because Balaghat MP got the GI tag for Chinnor rice. Edayur chili and Kuttiyatur mango. Kerala got the GI tag for Kuttiyatur mango and Edayur chili. You can see the pictures here. That is why I have put in pictures here, that if the GI tag is there, for what and to which state this GI tag was given. That is why clearly mentioned. Chinnor rice, Balaghat MP, and Edayur chili, Kuttiyatur mango to Kerala. Now, Karupur Kalamkari paintings. Karupur Kalamkari paintings and Kalakurichi wood carvings. You can see these paintings here, you can see these wood carvings here, and they are cloves. Kanyakumari clove. As soon as the name Kanyakumari comes, we all are able to relate it with Tamil Nadu. So we know that these GI tags were given to Tamil Nadu only. So I am saying that Karupur Kalamkari paintings, Kalakurichi wood carvings and Kanyakumari clove, they have received the GI tag for the state Tamil Nadu. Now, India at World Wrestling Championship. When you read such a thing, you expect some winners from there? Yes, that's the case. When questions are there in your exam, what they may ask you, where this World Wrestling Championship took place? It took place in Oslo, Norway. It took place in Oslo, Norway. Which championship did I talk about? I talked about WWC, World Wrestling Championship, took place held at Oslo, Norway. Okay, what India received out of it? For the very first time, it happened that Indian female wrestler in World Wrestling Championship reached the silver, as in reached to the second level. That means she reached the finals of World Wrestling Championship. Her name is Anshu Malik, and the category they may ask you, that is going to be 57 kg, in which she has got silver. And the second thing I am going to talk about is Sarita Moore wins bronze here in this championship only, and the category for Sarita Moore was 59 kilograms. 59 kg for Sarita Moore, bronze she won, and Anshu Malik silver in 57 kg. First time this happened, any Indian female reached the finals of WWC. That is why this point is even more important. Okay. Now, RBI's announcements, regulatory sandbox, fourth cohort. Cohort means group. The theme was given, prevention and mitigation of financial frauds. What do I mean by saying all that? Regulatory sandbox. When we start talking about it, I'll explain that a little. Regulatory sandbox are the controlled environment actually provided by RBI. Regulatory sandbox is the controlled environment provided by RBI to fintech companies. Those companies which are actually making their apps live to the public. But before making it live to the public, they can test that app before making it available to the public, to the audience. So in the controlled environment, live testing can take place in the regulatory sandbox which is provided by RBI. Fourth cohort, fourth group, fourth number, the questions on cohort are asked more in the exams. The theme which was kept here is prevention of financial frauds. Mitigation means to lessen them actually. When we mitigate something, we make them lessen. So we are planning to reduce the financial frauds here. So prevention of financial frauds, mitigation of financial frauds, that was the theme kept for regulatory sandbox fourth cohort. The next point is third special long term, see LTRO, that is written there on your screen and even in the picture, that is long term repo operations. I have written here that 3 year special long term repo operations worth rupees 10,000 crores for small finance banks extended to 31st December. See, even otherwise long term operations, as in special long term repo operations, are actually going on. What I am trying to tell you is that only the time limit has got increased, and I am talking about specially the time limit got increased for Small finance banks only. That is what I am teaching you here. The next question is Cyclone Gulab. Earlier we talked about Shaheen, which meant falcon. Here the name was given by Pakistan. That is why it is even more important. Cyclone Gulab hit the shores of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Cyclone Gulab hit the shores of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, originated somewhere, and it originated in Bay of Bengal. The name was given by Pakistan. Bay of Bengal, Pakistan, Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. Question is important. Please learn it carefully. The next question is 5th India-Japan Maritime Exercise. 5th India-Japan Maritime Exercise, JIMEX. Japan India Maritime Exercise. Maritime related with Navy, related with what we are trying to say, that related with water. Held in Arabian Sea. See, for maritime exercise we require some watery place, some sea or ocean or bays or something. So we are saying that in Arabian Sea JIMEX took place. So JIMEX means I am saying Japan India Maritime Exercise. Ships which were actually used during this exercise, INS Kochi and INS Teg. What is Kochi? They may ask you that. It is basically a guided missile stealth destroyer. They can ask you the details of the ships also. I am saying guided missile stealth destroyer, that is Kochi. INS Teg is guided missile frigate. See, these ships are used very often. You need to understand that the questions on these ships can also be asked. So learn Kochi and Teg, what they are, and they were used in JIMEX. Now, Digi Saksham. Digi Saksham, you can even look at the picture, Ministry of Labour and Employment. See, Saksham, if they are making people Saksham, the Hindi word suggests that they are making you able to do something. They are, giving you more capacity, more caliber. So what I am trying to tell you is that Digi Saksham is the initiative launched by Ministry of Labour and Employment. That means they are actually making you more digitally more acceptable, digitally more capable, so that you can get job easily. So we are trying to say that Ministry of Labour and Employment's initiative Digi Saksham was launched, and the Minister of Labour and Employment Ministry is Bhupendra Yadav. Learn that and let's move ahead. Okay, Namami Gange, that is actually the program, that is actually the initiative. Now you can see the picture of Chacha Chaudhary here on the screen, and you have been looking at this fellow. You may have read a lot about him, that the stories are there actually. So the mascot for Namami Gange program, Namami Gange program, we are talking about a cleanliness drive of Ganga. So we are saying that Chacha Chaudhary became the mascot for Namami Gange cleanliness drive or the program. The creator is important. His name is Pran Kumar Sharma. Pran Kumar Sharma is the creator of this mascot. And when I talk about Jal Shakti Minister, because it is about the Ganges, as it is about the river, Jal Shakti Minister becomes important for us. He comes into the picture, learn it. His name is Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat is the Jal Shakti Minister. Let's move ahead. Now, look at India's exports. You look at the picture for some time and try to find out what I am trying to teach you. I am trying to tell you something here. When I am highlighting this point, I am reading it for you if you are not able to read it. India's merchandise trade in September. So first I am talking about 1 month, that is September. What we are trying to show here by this picture, that India's exports are rising, and if they are rising, what is the state now? When we talk about alone September, the number is, the exports are 33.44 billion for alone, as in sole September, the exports were 33.44 billion. When I refer to the second chart, which shows that India's merchandise trade during April to September, now complete 6 months duration, the export stood at 197.11 billion. You can even understand that the exports are rising. When we talk about only September, that is 33.44 billion. When we talk about the entire period of 6 months, then 197.11 billion. So that's what we are trying to tell you with this picture. Write it down. Let's move ahead. Chhattisgarh's new tiger reserves. Please understand that if there is any tiger reserve, that means if it was a national park already, now they have been given the status of being the tiger reserve also. So they are already national parks. This is also already a wildlife sanctuary. We are saying they have got the status of being a national tiger reserve also, along with a wildlife sanctuary. So I am saying that Guru Ghasidas National Park is in Chhattisgarh. Guru Ghasidas National Park is in Chhattisgarh, and this national park has become a tiger reserve also, referring to Chhattisgarh alone. Tamor Pingla Wildlife Sanctuary has also become a tiger reserve too. Please learn that. The questions of this sort are very, very important. Okay, world's largest Khadi National Park was unveiled at Leh. Leh is in Ladakh. World's largest Khadi national flag was displayed at Leh, Ladakh on Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd of October. So 2nd October, Gandhi Jayanti was there. On this occasion, the largest flag of Khadi was displayed. The next question is, now Akash Air gets NOC, gets the permission, gets the nod. Akash Air, you will see some other airline from 2022 to be operational. You can see the face of Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. What is the reason of his being here? You can read that Akash Air has been promoted by Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. So he is the one who's starting Akash Air, and it will be functional. It will be functional from 2022. Here I am wrapping up. If you have understood everything, you can press the like button. If you could not, you can switch to the Hindi session. Thanks for watching.